Hey, this is Sreehari from Mr. Phone, and today I have the all-new Motorola One Macro with me. And in this video, we're gonna take a look at the unboxing experience, and also I'm gonna give you a full review of the One Macro. So without any further ado, let's jump right in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight.
Before we jump into the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell icon right next to it so that you get notified when we put out a brand new video.
I am not round, no denying what I got now.
The Motorola One Macro is built majorly out of polycarbonate with a nice gradient finish at the back. The finish is shiny and not matte, and that does concern me a little bit. The back has already picked up a few scratches even after keeping it in the cover. Now the good thing is that you get the cover inside the box. In fact, it's already installed on the phone when you take it out. Now the phone otherwise is pretty well built. You have a unibody sort of a design, and the power button is textured so that you're not fiddling around trying to find it. Phone comes with a USB Type-C port, which makes it one of the very few phones under 10,000, and I think the first Motorola phone to launch under 10,000 with a USB Type-C port. It also comes with a single speaker that's pretty loud. The speaker doesn't pack in the punch that the One Vision and the One Action had, but it's pretty standard, and the headphone jack again is pretty standard. The fingerprint scanner sits at the back inside that Motorola logo. It's something that I like always. I always look forward to it, and it's a nice little touch. Now apart from that fingerprint scanner, you also get face unlock with this, so you have two methods of biometric unlock. All in all, I think the design of the Motorola One Macro is really good, and you get a lot of worth for the money that you pay.
Hey yo, we been back. You've been stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack.
Now we come to display, and the Moto One Macro sports a colorful HD Plus display. Now the display is not the highest resolution, and you can get a few Full HD Plus resolution displays at this price too. The display has a small notch, and the chin is also respectably small. It's up there with other smartphones at this price design wise. Now talking about the display itself, I did not find color shifts per se, and the quality looks to be good here. There was light bleeding at some places, but I don't think that was anything that you'd notice unless you put it under a microscope. Now widewine L1 isn't supported, but that seems to be the norm with devices in this price range. The touch and feel on the display is pretty smooth, and I've had no problems yet. The phone doesn't come with a screen protector, unfortunately, and if you want to keep it looking intact, then I'd suggest you buying a screen guard for it. All in all, while I would have liked the display to be slightly bigger, I think it's pretty damn fine for the price. Now we move to software, and this device does not come with Android One branding, so it's not under the Android One program, but that hasn't stopped Moto from giving you that straight out of Google experience. What that has done though is allow Motorola to go full throttle by involving all Motorola features possible. Stock Android of course means zero bloatware, and that is the case here. The experience is so familiar and lag-free that it's difficult not to love it. The stock UI also means that it's not as taxing on the processor as other competitors, and hence means maximum performance possible for that processor. The device comes with eMMC 5.1 storage with read speeds of up to 260 megabytes per second and impressive write speeds of about 216 megabytes per second. This write speed is something that we don't even get with a lot of UFS 2.1 storages, so that's really impressive. Motorola has also assured that you'll get 2 years worth of software updates on this, which means that this one is surely getting Android Q. Apart from that, you have the Moto features like Moto Actions, Moto Display, and a ton of Moto gestures that you can do on the screen. So I think software wise, the Moto One Macro is one of the best devices under 10,000, and if you are someone who likes that stock Android experience, then the Moto One Macro is second to none. Now we move to performance, and inside that Moto One Macro is a 2 GHz Helio P70 chipset, which is quite a powerful one in my opinion. The chipset is available in a few devices in this price, but among those Helio P70 devices, the One Macro is the only one that runs clean stock Android, and that means that you can use the most power out of this chipset. This is clearly why the daily usage on this phone is very smooth. There are barely any lags, and for the most part you will have a good experience. Now when it comes to gaming, the device isn't necessarily the most powerful, but yes, casual gaming is handled pretty well by the smartphone. Here are the benchmark scores for you to take a look at. That being said, I'm sure you understand the fact that Motorola hasn't intended for the One Macro to be a gaming device by any length. And if you talk about daily usage, then that Helio P70 chipset and the 4 gigs of RAM that you get should get you through the day pretty easily. Let's move to the cameras on the Motorola One Macro, and at the back you actually get a triple camera setup. So the standard main sensor that you'd use for most of your pictures is a 13 megapixel sensor. It comes with an f2 aperture and a 1.12 micron pixel size. You also get laser autofocus, something that very few phones have in this price range. You also get a 2 megapixel depth sensor, but the main hero here on this phone is that 2 megapixel macro lens. And the best thing about this is that it can actually go as close as 2 centimeters, which is truly amazing, and the fact that you can get so close is very enticing. Now I've taken a few pictures from that macro camera and also a video using that macro camera, so it's not just pictures that you can take, but you can also take a video using this camera. Again a functionality that very few phones offer, but I've taken a video through it, and please let me know what you think about it. To me, while the resolution of course on that macro camera is not enough for me to take some very professional pictures, but I think the fact that it can go this close and for this price gives me that macro experience is worth it. Now for video, it does not shoot 4K, but you can shoot up to 60 FPS or 120 FPS for slow-mo. You can also shoot 240 FPS at 720p using this phone. Now on the front camera you have an 8 megapixel sensor, and here are a few selfies that we took. Now there are some dynamic range issues happening both on the back and the front camera. You can clearly see in these pictures a few areas where there are blown out highlights. That said, for the most part the pictures look pretty good. We'll be able to give you a better picture when we do a camera comparison, so let me know if you want us to do a camera comparison of the Motorola One Macro with other phones in this price range. Let us know what phones you want this phone compared to. In my opinion, while the cameras are good, they're not the best that you can get under 10,000 rupees.
Eyes open, hands clutching on my throat, it's so broadside.
Now inside the Moto One Macro is something that's not so macro, and that's the big 4000 mAh battery. And that 4000 mAh battery will easily take you through a full day of heavy usage. If you use it casually, then you can also go one and a half day with that. The screen on time that I got with that 4000 mAh battery is about 6 to 6.5 hours, and that is something I expected with that stock Android with the Helio P70 inside and that big 4000 mAh battery, and I got exactly what I expected. Now inside the box you do get a 10 watt charger, which takes anywhere from 2 hours 10 minutes to 2 hours 20 minutes to charge this phone from 0 to 100, which is pretty damn nice if you look at that 4000 mAh battery. And even if you charge it for just about an hour, you'll get half the battery, which on casual usage can easily take you through a full day. The Motorola One Macro is an absolutely phenomenal device for the under 10,000 price tag with that 720p plus display, 4000 mAh battery, the Helio P70 chipset, all of this only powering the very clean and lean stock Android experience on the Motorola One Macro. I think you have a great package here, and to add to that, you have that special macro camera. Of course, you have the standard camera at the back and a good front camera as well, but that macro camera is here and it can go as close as 2 centimeters. So I think the whole package of the Motorola One Macro is pretty damn good for the price. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And with that, I leave you to it. Thank you so much for watching. This is Sreehari with the Motorola One Macro from Mr. Phone, and I'll catch you in the next one.